A remarkable game in Pittsburgh.
That was exciting.
Right down to the last minute where Rangers versus empty net was a no-brainer for the empty net. We'll get to that in a minute, but first, the Rangers win it 3-2 the final. Now, 2 wins in 3 games over a team they could very well meet in the first round.
Yeah, this was a great game. I loved it. From the get-go, the Rangers played a focused game, attention to details. We talked about it in the intermission, and when you play a strong team like Pittsburgh with so many talented players, you need to be careful with the puck. I didn't see one play where the Rangers forced the play around the blue lines in their own end. They didn't give the Pittsburgh top guys many opportunities. In the end, yeah, they came close. They had that extra attacker, but overall, 60-minute, very complete game by the Rangers.
Yeah, another remarkable night for the Rangers, who now vault Pittsburgh into second in the Metropolitan Division, now with 91 points this season. It was a game in which Brian Boyle, the ex-Ranger, ex-teammate of Hank, scored in the first period to give the Penguins the lead, but then the second period controlled by the Rangers, and the goal scorer that tied the game at that point, a guy who has really opened eyes for the Rangers with 5 in his short time here, Frank Vatrano.
So we were looking and talking about this earlier, about where Frank Vatrano, where he actually falls in over the last number of years since 2015-16 amongst goal scorers. There's a lot of the top names in the league at 5-on-5, and then there's Frank Vatrano, and then a lot of the other top names in the league. But when you see the work here that Trouba does along the wall, he frees the play up, and Kreider, very quick and astute, he leaves his position net front to be able to help. And then that really causes some chaos for Zibanejad to come and intercept. But Frank here, he's a shooter, guys, and he's going to find holes. It is a soft drop here from Tristan Jarry. But I think it really makes me wonder, has Vatrano ever played on the top line like this kind of minutes with these kinds of players? He's already been a top scorer for many years as far as the amount of time that he plays in the league at 5-on-5 compared to everybody else.
How exciting for him. You get an opportunity to come and play for the New York Rangers, and you get an opportunity to play on the top line. Yeah. I mean, it's a great opportunity for him to establish himself in the league. He's been around for a while, but to play here with these guys, he's going to get a lot of opportunities here, way more minutes, and hopefully that's going to lead to more goals.
Yeah, and that tied the game at 1, but the Rangers weren't done in that second period. 3.5 minutes later, goals scored by a guy I interviewed at the end of the first period, Braden Schneider, who talked about wanting to stay consistent during a time of year where he notices how much more ramped up and intense the games are. And it was a very astute play to jump into the play and ultimately score his second.
You know, you go back to the game that he didn't dress against the Devils. Rangers lose 7-4, and he's back in the lineup. And it's sometimes nice as a young guy just to take one game off to then step yourself back in. Watch this play here, though, from Trouba, okay? He tracks Heinen the entire width of the ice and then smokes him. I love that defensive play. That inspires the group to come up the ice together with speed. And Panarin now, you want him to be the quarterback in this situation. He's got the puck. We've got everybody taking their routes to the net the right way. And that really brings everybody on Pittsburgh's defensive side too tight. They over-track back, and that leaves Schneider able to just walk in and tee it up. But, guys, the confidence. Your interview with him, John, I mean, this guy oozes confidence, whether it's on the ice or off the ice. I mean, I'm all over this kid. I think he's been terrific.
And also the way you explained it, Trouba playing that situation, I think that's going to be key. If they play this team in the playoffs, a team that with so much skill, you have to play them physical and not give them an opportunity to come back in the play. Here, when you finish a guy like that, he's going to be behind in the back check, and that opens up the middle for that shot. So great stuff by Trouba, and we've been seeing that all year from him.
On and off the stick of Braden Schneider to score his first since his first game as a Ranger 27 games ago. And that gave the Rangers the lead. Now they take the lead into the third period. There was a mini scrum at the 20-minute mark, which gave the Rangers a power play. And a little more than a minute into the third period, guess who did guess what?
Well, Chris Kreider, power play goal. And look, he's leading the league because he's so fast at reading it. The delivery from the point from Fox, it looked to me like he was looking for Andrew Kopp in the middle of the ice for a deflection. But it starts by winning it forward, so the Rangers actually get the zone on the power play quickly. So it's very specific to them because now they can get in the setup. And when you see Kreider shift towards front of net, now everybody has to be in their spots to get set. They are, and they're able to play now from here. But Fox being able to slide across the blue line here, guys. At first glance, I thought that this was intentional off the end wall. I think he was looking for Kopp, but nonetheless, Kreider's just so fast to separate and get away from net front there. You know that he's anticipating these plays.
And one thing that he does so well is a lot of guys, when they get an opportunity, they want to hold the stick a certain way before they shoot it, but he knows it's all about being quick. So sometimes he shoots it, and that goal, he was holding the stick like a golf club almost. So he's very good around the net, and he knows it's all about speed. So for a lot of kids watching, around the net, it's more about getting to the puck and ship it in more than try to get that perfect shot. And you see so many goals from Chris where he just angles his hands, and you see it in practice a lot, how he does it around the net. And it pays off big time, especially in tight areas in front of the net.
That would be 45 goals now for Kreider, 23 on the power play. Amazingly enough, Artemi Panarin now with 60 assists, multiple seasons of 60 assists. The only other Rangers who have done that, Leach, Messier, Gretzky, and Yager. How about that company?
Wow.